Good morning, everybody. And I want to welcome you and thank you for taking some time to watch this video. So, what are we talking about here today? Let me back up a little bit. Little glasses glare there. So, I'm going to start a series on preparing your home for sale because I'm preparing my house for sale. And what am I going to do to get it ready before I even talk to a realtor? So, there's a lot of things you need to consider whether you want to sell it, when you want to sell it, how much time you need to prepare for the sale. And you also want to start by making a list of all the things that need to get done, whether it be physical or financial, to prepare yourself for selling the house. And that's what these videos in the next little while are going to be about. So I'm not going to number them, but I will label them. And the first one is, in my opinion, for me, is minimizing. And I've been trying to do that anyway for the past little while, but it's going to be an even more intense function over the next little while of making sure that anything I don't need and don't use either gets donated, tossed, or sold. So I'm sure you've seen these TV shows in the past about clutter, decluttering, that kind of thing. Now, I have some stuff, but I'm not exactly somebody who clutters or, collects a lot of things. But over the years of owning a home, you do accumulate a lot of things. Since a great portion of them you really don't need or want. So for me, the big things are to minimize are things that I look at things that I haven't and won't use in the future, haven't used for the last year, give or take, for whatever reason. I'm going to look at the items and I'm going to go, that's my first thing I'm going to be doing today in the next little while, next few days actually, in the next few months probably, is getting rid of the things that I haven't used or I won't be using. And that's not a hard thing. And there's a lot of things that come into the figuring out whether you want to keep it or sell it or dump it or donate it. And that is, a lot of it is functional, but there's also going to be things that you want to keep for sentimental reasons. But what you want to also do is organize that so there's you have one container for sentimental, one container for financial, because you don't want to have like an overload of paper. In this day and age, a lot of things that you have can be kept digitally. So you can keep it on a hard drive or on your computer or on your cell phone. You don't have to have everything in paper. But there are some things that you may want to keep and may, regulatory wise, legally, you may need to keep some tax information. But if you have digital copies of that, may be okay. Like a lot of tax information is like a lot of the things that I do. I file my taxes electronically every year, and I have for several years. So all that information is in a file, and I back up that file. So also consider when you're moving or when you're selling to any electronic information, you want to have at least one backup. And in my case, I have two. One's a cloud backup, a secure cloud backup, and one is an actual external hard drive. I actually have two external hard drives, but I don't. The one, just in case one fails, I want to have a secondary. But that may be a little overkill for a lot of you. But you want to have your digital records kept safe. You also want to get rid of any paper. Now you may have some sensitive paper information that you are willing to dump, but you also want to make sure that you shred it. You don't want any sensitive information falling into the hands of other people. So if you don't have a shredder, they're not expensive these days. Buy a shredder, depending on the volume of paper that you may need to shred. You probably can get it for 25, 30, maybe a little more dollars. And that'll help you as a tool in moving forward in decluttering your premises. This also applies, by the way, if you're moving from an apartment. Obviously, the selling part of it is not, unless you're actually owning a condominium or something like that. But you want to minimize, you want to get rid of the clutter. And all you need to do is put some rules in place on how you're going to proceed with that minimization. Sometimes it's hard when you're looking at certain things, determining whether it's something you want to get rid of or not. But if you have a general rule of, if you haven't worn this item or used this item and you don't anticipate using this item in the near future, then it may be something that you need to get rid of. So that's the first one. We're at 5 minutes here on this video, so I don't want to have it be overly difficult to proceed. So I'll call this one minimizing as a first step in working towards selling the house. And we'll have future episodes or future videos on different things that you're going to want to do to prepare yourself. You want to give yourself plenty of time before you even contact the realtor. So first step, minimizing. Thanks for listening, watching, and I hope you have a great day. Take care. Be well.